push, but they could pick at least one of those lanes, something with a bit more wave clear, able to actually respond to the split, and something that can also team fight well. There are a lot of mages that can clear waves and also do decently in team fights. So I would say there are options here for the side of FSC to mix up their comp a bit.
And if not mixing up their comp a little bit, maybe just banning some of those picks away from the side of Syndicate.
Yeah, if anything, the Rise I feel like would be a decent ban. Maybe they did get the Kaisa away from Toxic Vayne here, but his Xayah was pretty impressive, I have to say so.
It was definitely clean, but I feel like it was more of just misplays on keeping track of the feathers on the side.
They did fight in some jungle small enclosed routes and things where Xayah really does shine. So team fighting out in the open is typically harder for Xayah. So if they do give her that pick again, we'll have to see if they can contain the Xayah a bit more. Because laning phase went really well for FSC with the Ashe Morgana.
Most definitely. I think that they played it really... They did play that really well. So, so far, they've played that really well. It looks like we're just waiting on...
Oh, looks like
the
we're
last member of Syndicate to jump up, and then we'll be starting, I believe. Looks like the R's are coming out into the chat. Maybe some question marks. Looks like there's a little bit of question marks going on. And it looks like there's the other R. We're going.
We should be jumping to the champ select right here.
Yeah. There it is.
There we go.
All right, now we're to the champ select. So let's see what the first ban is here. I wonder if it's going to be that Ornn, to be completely honest, away, or if they just keep everything the same.
Yeah, Axeman had a pretty decent performance on it in the team fights, I would say. So definitely something you could think about banning, but also something that could probably slip through to the second phase if you have some more priority things to ban away.
I really
like that Pike we mentioned.
I'm super confused by this Malzahar ban. Like, I get it, maybe it's just something they don't want to play against, but if it's not coming out in mid lane, are you really that worried about it in the bot lane?
Yeah, and also like he's decent enough, but QSS counters that champion really well, so it's kind of like a Skarner in the sense that once you build that item, his usefulness... Actually, wait, does QSS still cancel Malzahar ult?
Yes, it cancels the lockdown, not the damage.
Right, okay. So yeah, it is easy to pick up that item, but we do see the double AD carry ban like Toxic Vayne, so it's not the Kaisa or the Xayah this time. What will he go to next?
I do like that adjustment. It looks like Kayn also being banned out. They said, yeah, we're not going to give you that again. Syndra being the final ban here.
And we do see Jinx is one of the higher played AD carries for Toxic Vayne here. We'll have to see if he's willing to go onto that more vulnerable marksman, but they do highly prioritize the Ornn, taking it away from Axeman this time.
I kind of like that. They ban away the Kayn because the jungler doesn't want to play it, and then they give their top laner an Ornn.
Yeah, I'm really mixing up the style here because Ornn is not the split push threat that Camille is. Definitely more of the team fighting style. We'll have to see what the rest of Syndicate drafts, but already in the beginning, looking like a completely different style here coming out from Syndicate.
Most definitely, and it looks like Mordekaiser being picked up by Axeman, and I believe that's going to go straight to him in the top lane. Ornn versus Mordekaiser, that'll be a pretty interesting fight, and also, even in the team fight there, when Ornn uses his Ornn Horn, Mordekaiser can just ult him away from the team, and that'll just get rid of the Ornn Horn altogether.
Yeah, a bit of a soft counter there, and if Ornn doesn't get his ult off before Mordekaiser ults him, he has to wait the full duration to use his Ornn Horn and impact that team fight. So I would say pretty decent pickup here from Axeman, and Mordekaiser are a really strong laner, especially into tanks.
Looks like this is a really fast draft. Lee Sin being picked up here for the side of FSC while we wait for their last pick. It looks like Gragas and Nautilus picked up with Syndicate. Looks
and
like
the
a whole lot of engage.
Flopped here. Now it's going to be a ton of CC coming out from the side of Syndicate rather than FSC, but they've drafted this amazing CC comp, and once again the Galio for Yes Parade.
That kind of, I'm kind of interested by the Galio because it does leave Yasuo up unless they ban it here for the Yasuo Galio combo. The disgusting Galio. There is a lot of, yep, there's the Yasuo ban. I was about to say, if they don't ban it, I'm gonna be upset because Nautilus has a knockup, Gragas has a knockup, Ornn has a knockup. That's a whole lot of Yasuo. Their first three scream.
Yeah, I would say I agree with that ban right there. I'm excited to see Kaden on this Lee Sin. We had seen him do really well on the Kayn, able to single out Zabian last game and 1v1 him and chase him down. So we'll have to see if his Lee Sin mechanics are on point because it's a very high skill cap champion, as we all know.
And if it is on point, I want to know why they didn't pick it the first game. Because they banned it away from him.
Right.
Oh,
and there's the Rise ban. I do like that against Pearsall. He did have a very good performance last game, but honestly, I don't know what style Syndicate is going for if they would actually pick up the Rise here. Really difficult to tell still. Looking like a high CC team fighting comp though.
Sivir! I love Sivir. Oh, this will be great in the bot lane. I hope Morgana also gets picked up in the bot lane here as the double spell shield. This is just dumb. Vladimir being hovered right now. So is it that's got to be going mid.
Yeah, you would think that they wouldn't really be sending the Ornn elsewhere. I would say his best role is definitely top lane, although he can occasionally support. We'll have to see what they pair with this presumed
Vayne going for
the namesake.
Yep.
Exactly, and we can take a look at these keystones now. Press the attack for Vayne, pretty standard on her. It does make her her ult combo where she kind of runs you down and gets those silver bolts off really painful. Electrocute Lee Sin is going to be a bit burstier, good early game build, but not going to have that sustained conqueror damage that we sometimes see on Lee Sin. And other than that, everything looking pretty standard.
I mean, there is again that nice little what is it? Wow, I'm losing it. Brand. His
Dark Harvest Brand, yeah. Gonna be stacking that up. Morgana did pretty decently with it, I would say. And once again,
the pause. Oh, this is G2 wins worlds, buddy. Oh, the chat. Man. I love the chat right now. G2. Yes, this is how G2 wins. They pause their enemies into submission. It looks like it is Toxic Vayne again that got disconnected. I wonder if he just has a toaster.
Yeah, he might have a toaster, which is maybe that's something they can take advantage of if they can DOS him real quick this game. We'll have to see.
Oh, it would be great to see if they actually try to use that tilt the bot lane. That's the game plan. Oh.
Okay, and we are out onto the Rift here. It's going to be a different start from Shapuing's Ornn. Going to be going with the more standard Corrupting Pot instead of that that refillable potion plus the dark seal. That
looks like it is a stack here. Sivir, way too far forward, gets landed onto the hook. Is going to have to flash, but gets ignited and then gets picked up anyway.
You have to level spell shield there, or just flash the hook. You can't greed on that. And I don't know if she. I guess we can check. Had she already leveled an ability?
She did.
She did level her Q. That is why you hear players say don't level an ability until you actually need it or you get to lane, because of situations like that.
I mean, so not even that. Just throw a ward in that bush. You have the free level 1 ward.
You don't have to risk your life like that. She loses the flash, loses her life, and the kill will go to Ornn. So not her lane opponent, which is better for her, but that's gonna kind of suck for the Mordekaiser, who now has to lane against the high movement speed and corrupting pot of the Ornn.
Very much so, and it looks like they are just going to start at each other's blues, splitting the map in half here. I wonder if vertical jungling will be established. Lee Sin gets the top side of the map, try to affect this top side as much as possible, and Gragas gets this bot side of the map and tries to gank.
Yeah, we'll have to see because, like we mentioned, Ornn started with that first blood kill, so shutting him down early is definitely a good plan to help your Mordekaiser kind of keep the advantage in that lane, because you did You did immediately counterpick that lane with the Mordekaiser, so you don't want to lose the advantage due to that first blood. So I wouldn't mind seeing Lee Sin put a bit of focus up there early on.
And looks like Gragas is going to do a full clear onto the blue side there. It looks like a little bit of trading in the top lane, nothing too crazy. Just some trades. Ooh, that's a lot of damage over to Ornn though. Good pullback from Axeman here on this Mordekaiser, showing that he does know both these champions.
Yeah, and you can tell why he picked this champion. Ornn is against that range on the Mordekaiser. He really can't do much early on. He's gonna need a couple of items before he can really deal with this guy in lane. So lots of pressure coming out.
Just trying to abuse it. Oh.
Yeah, constant poke coming down onto Ornn. He's gonna need some assistance eventually.
Which is great for the Lee Sin if they did this vertical jungling, but Lee Sin looks like he's gonna go to that bot side there. Ornn still very low in this top lane, just sticking around. He's down to his last corruption pot, so maybe they can take advantage of that soon here.
Yeah, just every ability landing, and here comes the all-in.
And he has to use the ability to get out, the knockup.
Oh, and another Q lands. This is just every single one from Axeman landing onto Ornn.
I really wish that Lee Sin had come top and come to deal with it, but it looks like Lee Sin's going to come into this mid lane dead. Looking for the Vladimir, the taunt doesn't land because of the pool, but everything else is going to come down after that. A lot of damage over. And Gragas using the Predator is not going to land across the Lee Sin. They both flash.
Yeah, great flash from Kaden there. One thing on Gragas, as top lane, another great trade. But one thing you can do is not actually use the flash on the Gragas there and just force it out of Lee Sin for free. But he was trying to secure that kill, so it did go for the flash and is a trade in the end.
Looks
like Lee
Sin
Sin pathing top now. They could definitely dive this Ornn if he doesn't back. And he's not channeling the recall yet, so I want to see Kaden take advantage of this greed and stay in lane. And he is coming top side.
Looks like he's going to build the item in lane and just try to sustain off of it with the
This is a huge wave. He should be going down here.
Oh, this should be a kill. There's the knockup fail. It doesn't go down.
Very easy pickup. Great pathing there by Kaden to immediately turn topside and help his winning top laner extend that lead.
Looks like they are going to try for a plate here. Immediate channel on the teleport. Galio just is punching in against a pooled Vlad.
Yeah, it looked
takes way too much damage.
Vlad's cooldown's early, super long, so Galio was gonna reset anyway. Gonna get the base off here, and he does have TP if he needs it.
Most definitely. It looks like we'll have to see if Lloyd decides to hold his TP or uses it to get back in the lane, get that TP advantage. Looks like Sivir tempting as much as possible this Nautilus. Does land the hook onto the Brand though. Brand flashes backwards well as Gragas came in with a body slam. Doesn't find anybody though.
Yeah, they actually spotted Gragas on that board as he walked in the lane brush, which is why Brand wasn't able to immediately flash. He knew they were setting up for the 3-man play, so great reaction time there from Spartacus to get out of that situation. And good presence by Xavian to force that out.
Definitely. Looks like Lee Sin being pinged out as on his red by the blue side.
And actually a first item Negatron Cloak coming in from Galio here is going to really mitigate that early game poke from Vladimir. So like to see that, as a lot of poke comes onto Toxic Vayne about half his HP bar.
Comes onto Vayne just doing Vayne things. Looks like the ultimate from Mordekaiser is used there. Galio coming in across the Gragas coming in on Galio here though. Galio just trying to run out, trying to find his mid laner here. Does trade some damage back onto Gragas. Lands the taunt, knows he's going to fall, so he just tries to get some damage across while he can.
Yeah, oh, and then an engage on the bot lane here.
Sivir not using that spell shield in time. It did go down afterwards to stop the stun.
Shapuing, where are you going?
Trying to just... I'm actually not sure.
Extra wax there. I don't know if he was going for the knockup, but he didn't actually have the earth there, the extra wall, so gonna miss that one. And That trade just not going in his favor at this point in the game, but he is keeping up in the CS.
I have to say, Axeman has been doing a really good job in general. He's been down both games a kill to their top lane and still finds an advantage every single time. It's over the 2 games so far. Oh, and there's another pull. Looks like he's going to try to all in though.
Gragas is in the area, and his Predator is not quite up yet, but we'll have to see Gragas once he gets his ultimate, which he, not yet, but once he gets it, if he decides to visit top lane. One thing he can do while Mordekaiser's ult is down is prevent him from getting in that 1v1. So it's the best time to gank is when his ult is down, so we'll have to see.
There's another good pull. Just landing everything, every time.
Yeah, Shipping started with those boots, but it's not enough to dodge this Mordekaiser's poke, so we'll get
Galio already on the roam up here. Does find the Gragas, lands a bunch of damage. There's the taunt, there's the wins. He goes over the wall, uses the blast. Conan gets the hell out.
Yeah,
and literally said no thank you.
And that's kind of the price of starting with the tank Galio here. Negatron Cloak doesn't do enough damage to really burst down that Gragas, so we'll just scare him off. He'll get the
Sivir does get hit by the stun here. It looks like Lee Sin is already on the way in. Does land kick? Does he get over her so that she can kick him?
Oh,
Kicks her away.
He kicks her away from the Brand ult, so the Brand ult actually
doesn't Here's Vlad though. Vlad coming in with the pool, trying to deal as much damage to Sivir here. Does not quite find the Sivir. Does pick it up anyway though. Lee Sin looking like he's going to fall here as well though. Vlad does go down. Looks like Bane actually picks it up. Oh, teleport used out of Galio here to get into the play, and it looks like Mordekaiser and Orin taking a fight in the Mord ulti during all of that.
This is just a disaster for FSC. They expend the Mord teleport, and he gets interrupted by Shapoon there and almost killed in the 1v1, has to expend his flash. And meanwhile, bot side, we saw the Lee Sin kick completely out of synergy with his support. The Brand ult coming out right when the kick does as well. So not going to get those bounces, and in the end, it is a 3-for-1, or 3-for-0, I believe.
Yes, it was. It was a 3-for-0. Nothing came out there.
Yeah, really good response from Pure Salt, teleporting down immediately to help out his bot lane.
It was. It actually was, and I kind of was surprised they didn't immediately turn back and just try to get the Vlad instead of chasing under the tower. But maybe just some miscommunication there.
Yeah,
looks like. Yeah.
Okay. After one of those long, drawn-out games, 45 minutes of that pure stressful playing against the split push comp, it really does take a mental toll on your team. So you never really know what's going on the inside here.
Very, very true. Maybe a little bit of tilt getting to the teams, or just tired.
Yeah.
It is kind of late. Looks like another good pull. Here's Lee Sin into the mid lane again for that. Good taunt across the Galio. Lands the knock up. The kick goes out this time, making sure Vlad can't keep going. Does find the Lee Sin, and Gragas ult too little too late. Only finds the Galio trying to walk out, and with that Negatron Cloak is actually quite safe to take a lot of the harassment from Gragas.
Yeah, I actually really like the way that Kaden and Yes Parade played that. They baited out the pool, landed the very max range taunt, and then got the Wardhop kick from Kaden. So a well-coordinated gank, kind of showing some of that coordination that was lacking in the previous play.
Looks like Lee Sin does pick up that scuttle as Gragas was looking to contest. Lee's little bit of fighting going on in the top lane here. Looks like Mordekaiser just looking to get more damage across Orin here. Orin does take most of his health as damage, is going to walk away here, but by God, is Axeman a terror to this Orin.
Yeah, it's been a beating watching this lane. He's just been whacking him constantly. Kaden has snuck into this brush though. He does cancel his recall. He's gonna stick around for this team or this skirmish here.
Good bait. It looks like Lee Sin onto the Nautilus. Nautilus gonna use the ult. Does pop the ultimate. Knocks up 2 members. Doesn't fight. Does get killed by the Brand.
Yeah, really good job by Spartacus there. He flash ults to proc his passive for that 3-spell passive, and the damage is enough to finish off Nautilus, so they're going to get some plates here as well. Gragas pathing bot. We'll have to see if they re-engage.
There's the first plate. Looks like Lee Sin finds the kick, uses the kick to pull him back into the team. Vayne does go down, but Sivir short for the world as well. Does use a good spell shield there, though, to keep her out of trouble. Gragas doesn't follow.
Yeah, Brand actually takes aggro there, but Gragas engages on Sivir, so the tower shot wasn't in his favor there, and he's not going to be able to pick up the return kill. So that's a 2 kills for the bot lane of FSC here, trying to make a comeback and evening up the kill score.
Definitely. It looked like during that that fight as well, we had a little bit of trading going on in the other 2 lanes. Too out of the ordinary from what we've already seen, though. Gragas and Lee Sin, though, in this mid lane here. Gragas spotted out on a pink. Lee Sin coming around for the kick. Does find the kick. Lands the pull. Oh, pull does not actually land from the Nautilus. Good taunt from the Galio, but the Galio flash is just a little too late as the Vladimir flashes and uses the Hex Tech to secure the kill.
Yeah, that was actually pretty poorly played from Syndicate. They used the Gragas ult, but it actually helps Lee Sin get out of the rest of the damage because Nautilus gets that initial hook. So ends up having to expend the Vladimir flash, but in the end, it is a kill onto the enemy Lee Sin, and they are going to respond, or they're going to take advantage and start this Ocean Drake up.
A good Drake too for this top lane specifically, as it'll let Ornn heal up a little bit throughout these trades. It looks like Ornn going all in though. Here's the Ornn horn. The ultimate, as we talked about, gets pulled out to stop him from doing anything else.
Oh, he actually ults him in between the Ornn horn so that it disappears from that plane of existence, if you will.
Yep.
So yeah, really good timing on the side of Axeman.
He hears the horn. He pulls him into.
Good spell shield. Quick reaction there from Piano Man. The newer member here for FSC showing up big as gank top lane.
Oh, just a little too late on that stun. Could have probably pulled Ornn out of his charge.
Yeah, they do trade flash.
Mord being forced to use a shield. Galio still here. Just a punch goes in. Does find the taunt this time. The winds come through.
They really want to kill this Ornn, but it's just not going to happen. Mordekaiser expended his flash. He doesn't have his ultimate, and he's sitting at about 10% HP. So
both junglers on the bot side, though. Looks like Gragas looking for the in, but sees the Lee Sin as they pop Predator.
No spell shield on Sivir. She just used it.
Should be up though in 10 seconds, so they really don't have time. Predator expelled here. Gragas just looking to back at this point. Good counter gank by Lee Sin, just showing up in the bot lane, giving the pressure. Looks like a lot of damage though from the wall of the Pillar of Flames from Brand. Looks like Vayne trying to find the kill onto the Sivir. The Sivir with a good spell shield to stop the knockback. Does not go down. They do find the Vayne with the boomerang. And here comes the Nautilus ulti. Nice, does find the Sivir.
But yeah, Sivir was hesitating there. You could tell she didn't want to walk up in case she gave that return kill. But in the end, she walks too close to Nautilus, gets the ultimate as his last dying breath, and it will be a 1-for-2. Still in favor of FSC.
And I mean, it's kind of interesting how they prioritize the Sivir, while the good jump from the Lee Sin there. Galio using the ult for the follow-up.
Yeah, not sure about the Galio ult there. He might have thought that Lee Sin was still going to get engaged on, but we'll be on cooldown for the time being.
Lee Sin coming into the mid lane here. Doesn't find the kick though. They're just going to go back to trading. It seems, or Vlad's going to try to dive the tower, like, as Galio goes golden to keep himself alive. There's the Hex Tech. Lee Sin coming from over the wall does scare the Vlad back a little bit, but here's the Gragas on the other side of the wall. Does jump over the wall, does get the barrel, and the Vladimir Q will pick it up.
Yeah, and meanwhile, solo kill in the top lane. Axeman finally able to pressure, and he ults Shampooing there, runs him down with the Mordekaiser passive running. He did have the Rylai's, so he was able to finally keep tabs on him and takes him out. So good counterplay on the top side as his mid laner falls.
Most definite. A lot of good trading in the bot lane here too. They do find an advantage on the Sivir, finally, as it's been a while. But they've been doing a good job keeping relatively even in the bot lane. And all of this extra gold is over to the Brand as he's 3-0.
Yeah, he's currently sitting about 600 gold ahead of the Nautilus. Ooh, good
Oh,
gank on the
good
top
kick
side.
from the Lee Sin. Does find the follow-up kick. There is the Orin Horn coming out. Does land across two, but will it be enough damage? Does find the Mordekaiser at the end of the day. Starts chasing down Lee Sin. Does he find it though? Flash from Lee Sin comes out, and he gets away. Lee Sin
Yeah,
trying to
Orin,
bait some
oh,
more.
yeah, he will just.
There's the
back off
kick.
there,
Lee Sin
Oh, he goes
still
again.
coming for it. He finds the damage and kills the Orin for the bait.
and Caden
knows.
showing why they banned Lee Sin in game 1. Knows his perfectly there. Waits it out, then goes in on Orin when he doesn't expect it, and he's able to get the return kill. So 1 for 1 in the end. And meanwhile, that's going to set up the Rift Herald for his team as well. FSC moving on to that.
Looks like Sivir finding a little bit of damage here, but not enough as she gets picked up by the hook. Slowed again to the to it. Looks like the Nautilus ult going to knock up Brand, but Brand going to get away after expending the ult.
Yeah, I mean, FSC's bot lane was in the lead there, but they kind of throw it away here. Bang gonna pick up the kill onto Sivir, and this Rift Herald was taking too long. It was only Galio.
Looks like Lee Sin on the way
Oh.
here though. Does find the kick to the scuttle. Could use it to get some positioning, but decides against it. As Vlad was on the roam.
Syndicate gonna say thank you for the leash here, get a free Rift Herald, and that is gonna be a lot of pressure over. Looking like a decent play for FSC.
Smite used early there. There was actually an opportunity for Lee Sin to steal that. So the biggest complaint I have about this, bot lane Sivir right now is that she is not looking to spell shield the hook or predict the hook. She just keeps trying to spell shield the stun after the hook. Where you shouldn't be, as Baron gets started up by the Syndicate as they recognized members were recalled and not on the map.
Yeah, and the important thing about that hook is if you spell shield it, Nautilus still comes towards you, but you don't get pulled towards him. So you are able to keep running.
Yeah, and making it much easier for you to land the Brand stun as well across him. It looks like both junglers in the mid lane here. The pool is getting used by Vlad, and they just back away from there. Lee Sin starting to make his way down the river here.
Yeah, Vlad not wanting to expend the Hemo Plague in that 2v2 skirmish, so he does hold on to the ultimate out, but looking like some good damage still coming out of Caden here on the Lee Sin. Yeah, he does actually have the lethality picked up.
Yeah. Looks like still some trading going in on the Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser taking a lot of damage here. Does go into the ultimate though to start chasing him down. Orin Horn gets used inside the ultimate, same plane, but the flash over the Orin Horn. Great play, as he's now going to just keep chasing down this Orin. Lots of flashes coming out. The pole just barely misses.
Yeah, they both expend their flash and ultimates, but Axeman really would have liked to get that kill there. He's gonna miss out on it barely with that slight range on his E. So Gragas actually heading up to try and capitalize on that lost flash.
Oh, Gragas using Predator here. It looks like in the top lane, it is going to be a kill going over to... And teleport being used in the bot lane for the Vladimir. Vlad's going to show up. Nautilus goes down first though. And it looks like Vayne taking a fight with Galio on the bot side here. Vlad doing a lot of damage across the 3 members though. Does finally go down to the Lee Sin after all 3 of them are on it. Vayne taking a lot of damage to everybody though. Vayne not taking too much herself. Flashes away from the wall, the Pillar of Flames, and gets the outplay across 3 members.
Yeah, Vladimir dealing all the setup there. He gets 3 members low, and Vayne able to come in as a crew. Gets herself a quadra kill on this late game Vayne carry. Gonna be extremely scary to deal with now. They might end up having the Mordekaiser Ultra to keep her out of these team fights if she starts popping off. So we'll have to see how they deal with this Vayne.
Most definitely, and Herald being used on the top side here to secure 2 turrets.
Yeah, Syndicate applying pressure map wide off of that great bot lane play. Herald actually going to make it to the inhibitor tower. And the pressure here just going all in favor of Syndicate, up about 4,000 gold.
Looks like Vayne will not get this turret. We'll take 2 turret shots, but that's
they're actually
about
teleporting
it.
Mordekaiser, but Sivir is also here. Makes me think they want to make a play on Vayne and get that shutdown. 600 gold at the moment.
Looks like Mordekaiser is here. Does Vayne? The Vayne does have an advantage like this. though they are stacking on top of the Vayne, and Mordekaiser actually picks, or sorry, they come out of the Mordekaiser ulti, and Sivir picks it up.
Yeah, really good play there. I believe that was a 900 kill. Yeah, 900 gold kill there onto the Sivir. Gonna help her get back in the... Oh, some late spell kills once again.
Is alright though, since the Vayne is not up. Does get a little bit more damage over to the Nautilus that way.
He's dead.
But there
No
is the
spell kill,
ultimate.
No flash.
And does he at least... No, he doesn't pick it up. Gragas does get the kill from over to the Sivir. Again, just misuse of the spell shield. Here comes the Orin Horn. Does land across Galio. Probably not your best target. Vlad is chasing down after this Brand and Lee Sin. Lee Sin lands the kick though. Is going in. Lands the knockback kick. Unfortunately, moving him away from the Vladimir. The Mordekaiser. Gragas ult forces Lee Sin out of the fight, and it looks like Galio just forced to fight 3 people by himself. Lee Sin tries to come back in to get at least a kill back and finds nothing but air. Gragas cleaning up that last kill. And
Yeah,
it looks like the sights have turned for the Baron.
Yeah, at this point, the Vladimir team fighting is online. He does have the cooldown reduction from all of his items and his boots. He is able to get these combos out very quickly in team fights. You saw him skirting the edge there, not letting himself be taking any extra damage from the Lee Sin, and he does get the maximum damage that he could. He's gonna set up this Baron for his team. Only Sivir in the area, and
oh, that would have been beautiful if they had gotten the Miracle Steal, and then it would have been just red side has Baron Steal privilege. Like that's it.
That could have been the moment, but unfortunately Xavian on point with the smite, and no boomerang steal for us today.
Somebody report this Vlad for abuse of pigs. Definitely shouting out that the Infernal is up and that they still have priority. They might look for it, but it looks like Vayne's more... A lot of the team seems to be more interested in just making sure they're grouped at the moment.
Yeah, they were a little bit worried about the response play, since they had focused all their vision up hit if red side had gone immediately to Dragon, but looks like they will get priority over that and pick up a 3rd Dragon for themselves and an Infernal to boot, so gonna really appreciate the extra damage there. Gonna be able for a very strong push with this Baron buff coming up.
Definitely. Right now the Dragon count at 2 Ocean Drakes and 1 Infernal. Kind of crazy to the egg on the side of FSC.
Oh,
looks like Lee Sin looking for the Gragas and decides against it.
Yeah, that Baron up minion wave started whittling him down, so pretty wise decision to back off.
I was just like, whoa, he feels like he can do it. Gragas ultimate expended there just to get some damage in.
Yeah, he's on his own, so Gragas just gonna back out after that one, but we'll have to see what lane they want to pressure more. They are splitting up the map here. Ornn top lane, Vlad mid lane, and the rest bot side.
Looks like they got the Banshee's Veil off of the Vladimir here. Nothing else though. A little bit of trading going on in the top lane here. Brand is here, but Mordekaiser pulls Ornn into the other world. Brand not trying to really chase it down, but Lee Sin also in the bot lane here, getting picked up by 3. But the re-engage with Galio under the turret does find one. Do they find the second? They find the second, but will Lee Sin burn down? Looks like no. Ornn now being finally picked up here by this Brand and Mordekaiser combo does finally go down. But here comes the Vladimir. Vladimir choosing to back away as he was just looking to pick up the Brand that is now backing.
Oh,
Galio in the area though. Does get the taunt off, does get the damage, does get the Justice Punch for the knockup, and decides, alright, I showed you what's what, and walks away.
Yeah, so some signs of life coming out here during the Baron from the Spartans, and you really got to appreciate how they approached that bot lane fight. Really good setup from Kaden and follow-up from teammates.
It was actually quite good. I think just a little bit of an overzealous Syndicate team trying to close out this game way too fast. They get an advantage, they feel like they can fight them under the tower, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, the Lee Sin turned around to fight me, we should go fight him. That's kind of a tell that his team's right there. So not the best move.
And let's take a look quickly at Lee Sin's inventory here. He has picked up the Executioner's Calling. Very, very important item into the Vladimir, and I want to see more members of the team get Morellos or Executioners of their own, because he's not always going to be able to get on the Vlad.
Here comes the Galio Justice Punch into the Vlad, but the Vlad time. Nothing else to find there, just an important spell down. Lee Sin looking for this Gragas. Gragas had the sweeper up though and is able to avoid both the Lee Sin kick and Galio taunt. Galio finds Lee Sin finds the Bane on the backside though. Sivir ultimate used, spell shield used also to keep it up. Lee Sin goes down way too fast though to the Bane, and the Bane picks up the Sivir as well as the rest of the team tries to collapse and just falls on top of the last 3 members of FSC. A great engage turned badly.
Yeah, and that's kind of the downfall of the Yomo's Ghostblade Lee Sin build. You don't have the health or the armor to really fight in that situation, and Bane able to just take him out and then turn our sights onto the Sivir. Sets it up for a clean ace coming out of the side of Syndicate, and they might just end the game here. It looks like it's going to be another 10 seconds before anyone spawns.
Looks like it, and this game with a 5k gold lead over to the side of Syndicate is going to end, as both games were pretty close for a long period of time. The Gragas ultimate to make sure that there was no way that they could pull off a miracle there. Nexus does